Hello there, YouTube. This is Tycooner Steve coming back for episode 13 of our Let's Play, lucky number 13. First off, I want to mention that you might notice a little increase in the audio and video quality of this particular episode. That makes me very happy. It's largely because of let me make sure I have his name right. It's Jim Tycooner. It's one of the people I have linked as other Tycooners that I think you should give a watch to. And he was the one who suggested I upgrade my video software, and he did it, and I actually had it kind of ready to go last time, but I wanted to play around, make sure I had everything down. I think I do at this point. And yeah, everything seems to be working here, so yeah, if you want to say thank you for the better video quality, go ahead and check out Jim's channel. He posts a lot more than I do, and it's similar things to what I do. Although I would say he does it a little bit better, so I do recommend that channel. What are we going to do today in my channel, though, in this episode? Well, we're going to have to figure out what we're doing with this area. I do want to move towards finishing off our forest land, and I'm a little concerned in this area right here behind the wolves. I want to bring the path around that way eventually, so our guests can walk through there and into the next section of the park. So I don't want to make this too much fatter. So I think what I'm going to do first is just go ahead and finish off this forest path that we've been working on here. Just kind of get my sense of where the borders are going to be finally for forest land. So let's go ahead and begin with that. And then based upon how much room that actually leaves us is how I am going to choose which animals to put in here to finish this off. So let's go ahead and grab this pathway we're using. And I actually want this to drop down one level, I think, is how we were doing it. That doesn't quite gel with... Nope. Of course it wants to fight me. There we go. So it's going to go down one step, and then we'll just grab the flat path here. And you can kind of see that path there is the outside walk area. Like if you chose to skip the forest area of the zoo, that's where you would go. So let's just lay this down. Not quite straight that way, I guess. Something more like this. Okay. There we go. And zoom out. So I think that's going to leave us, it's going to leave us room for, looks like, 2 exhibits. One here on the, I guess that's actually the north side, and a smaller exhibit in here. So what are we going to do? Let's go ahead and find an animal, and we'll at least do that smaller area, if not the larger one. And that should wrap up our forest land once we've got that. I think I do know what I want in the smaller area, but I'm not 100%. I think what I want is... No, I want to keep this a North American forest, because that's kind of the plan, so let's not do European species. I know as someone suggested, I put in like an owl, and I don't know if I have like a great horned owl or anything like that, which would fit in exactly with a North American zoo. Well, let's see if there's anything in the American Adventures. I know he has bald eagles, because that's where our bald eagle came from, and I think he has, oh, great gray owl. Okay, I think that's going to work in here, and then maybe we'll put his mountain lion, those kind of large cats. I think there's a bobcat in here, because a bobcat was also suggested. Yeah, we'll make it a bobcat on that side. So kind of wolves and bobcats in this section of the park. Yeah, I like that. Okay. So if that is going to be a bobcat area, let's go ahead and extend a little observation platform here. what? Let's leave that little hole there. And we'll kind of decorate it in. Oh, come on, don't fight me. Something like that, just to make it a little more interesting. Okay, and let's go ahead and do our fencing for the bobcats. And I think I'm going to use a similar fencing. In fact, I think I know what I'm going to do here. Is actually replace part of that fencing with the black borders, and then I'm going to use just the rocks that we used along the bear cages in order to make it look like it's more of a natural thing and not an artificial fence in between our wolves and our bobcats. I think that's what we're going to do. These are always really great ideas in my head. I don't know if they always pan out, but this in my head is an excellent idea, so that's what we're going to go with here. So, oops. Well, here, before I put the rocks in, let me go ahead and finish off the actual fences for the bobcats. Do I want to just drag it along that path? Yeah, I guess that's fine. Yeah, because that's what I was doing before, so let's just keep it consistent. And, yeah, one-off's going to be okay. Because I just want to make sure there's enough room. See, I kind of want to, just so that area outside of the forest is not going to be just purely nothing to look at. I want to leave enough room to at least put in like a restaurant or something, just so people have something to do if they're outside the forest area. So, does that look like an appropriate size for bobcats? Yeah, that's pretty good. Pretty good right there. Maybe it was the same person that suggested both the owls and the bobcats. If it was, congratulations, you've pretty much decided how the forest area is going to end, so there you go. It's another case of me just being a slave to whatever the commenters say. Let's go ahead and we won't give them quite an artificial area like we did for the wolves. Keep that a little different looking. Well, that would be okay, I guess. But I didn't do it for the wolves, so let's not do that there. No, not even the little falcon thing. Okay, let's just go ahead and put those rocks for the in-between areas here. Oops, and I got some plants I'm not going to use. Let's make sure that still looks good on the wolf end as well. Let that unpause and switch to guest mode. Oh, and you might actually hear some audio in the background. The new way I'm capturing also lets me do the actual soundtrack from Zoo Tycoon, so I'm putting that in. Let me know if it seems too loud. I don't think it will be, but... And in fact, I'm not 100% positive you're going to capture it, but if you do, that's what's going on here. And I have to say, I don't think those rocks are certainly hurting the wolf display at all. So, let's just see here. We'll go down this path. We'll have to fill in that area with some trees or stuff. But once we get over here... Yeah, that's just fine, because we're going to put in trees and everything else there. So, we'll go up here and unpause. Before I forget anything else... Let's go ahead and get a gate in here. That way our zookeepers can get in and out and I don't end up accidentally blocking it off. Okay. And we'll just do a little trick here where we kind of raise up their sleeping area, similar to what we did with the bear cave. Just makes it a little bit easier for our guests to see that. Going to leave them enough area to go. Now, take a look at that back. Alright, so what do our bobcats eat? I think they're mostly a fish thing, right? Yep. Which is part of the reason I wanted to put in a big pond there, because I think they're mostly fishers. I don't know, I haven't really studied bobcats, but go ahead and set down some of that for them. And I'm pretty sure they'll drink from the stream, but oh, actually, I don't know if I've shown you guys this before. In fact, I don't even remember where it comes from. But I really like the look of that. So let's go ahead and we'll keep the fish in case they're partial to that. But this is a really neat looking feeding device. So I'm going to drop that in instead. What do bobcats do for fun? Kind of the usual cat things. So let's put them in a scratching post there. I really like that rope post, but I think I've used that twice already inside this particular exhibit. So, snow rocks. They do prefer snowier areas. So maybe I would have been good putting that background in, but like I said, I didn't do it for the wolves, and it kind of stand out, and I don't want to have to delete the wolves display. So I'll just drop down these things here. Nope, that's way too big. That's way too big. Zoom out here so I can see the whole display. Nope, that's not going to work because it's going to block out my zookeeper entrance. And just something like that. And what plants do we use here? I think it's going to be a very similar to what we've been doing. You know, just trying to keep that florist area all looking together. And in case this is for some reason your first episode, what I've been using here in our little forest area of the park are these ferns. Fairly liberally, I'm using them like I would use grass. Then there is another plant, which I've officially dubbed the plant with no name because it has no name, and I haven't been able to figure out exactly what it is. And we use that kind of a middle. Because this part of the park, I am trying my darndest to make it look like it's really heavily forested. In my earlier displays, I tend to, when I make displays, not really foliage them up as much as other zoo tycooners, and it makes for, you can see the animals really well, but it doesn't really look like the most realistic display. So I'm making a concerted effort here to do that. And I think it's come out pretty well. I've been really happy with our last couple of displays. Let's go ahead and grab some of these red pines, and I'm going to want some of those crook pines too. Particularly in this area in between the two displays. Crook pine, and I'm also using, there it is, red pines and crook pines. I don't think that'll interfere with the hitbox for the fish, but I'll double check that. Actually, it's not too bad. It's a little simpler than the last couple of displays, but I'm already kind of liking it. Let's take a look at it in guest mode here. I need to put down some ferns to kind of disguise the fish. And you can actually see the fencing in the tree inside their home, so that's something I need to adjust real quick here. I think the easiest way would just be to scoot up the home. Yeah, it's not bad. It blends in pretty well with the kind of rocks I was using. And they have a little privacy if they want to take a bath back there. Okay, so let's go ahead and adjust our path here. Let me turn off the trees just for a second so I can see well. Bye-bye trees, and zoom out here. And I bet you I find it quicker this time. Aha, yeah, see? I looked this time before I started a video, so I knew where the wooden path things were that I wanted. Ooh, but I don't want that. And so, right now to it's going to be the north side of the screen. I guess that's technically the east side of the park. In between the white-tailed deer display and the path is where I'll put in those owls. But for now, I'll just go ahead and do this. And bring back our trees, and let's go ahead and hop down and see what that looks like now. And it's got that kind of cool effect with that fence we put down is blending in with our pathway. I really like that. And how does that look? I need to put a little more in there to make it better. Yeah, just a nice area here for our bobcats, which let's go ahead and put them in. Make sure they're happy in that display. I don't know how bobcats are in territory in this game, so I think I'll put down just one pair. One female, one male. These things cost 20,000. No wonder I've never done them before. They're really expensive for kind of a smallish type animal, particularly if you're doing challenge mode. Alright, zookeeper. Miller. You're awesome because you have a name I can pronounce. You are our bobcat wrangler. And I'll grab some more nameless bush and drop them right in here. And let's go ahead and design a little owl habitat here. And probably doesn't have to be that big. But I don't want to feel like we're wasting that area either, so let's go ahead and switch back to American Adventures. If you're interested in the American Adventures pack, it is one of the packs I've linked to in the description box for all my videos. and I use it a lot because I really like his animals, although this is my first bobcat, like I said, so maybe I'm not really using it as much as I think I am. But we'll grab his great gray owl. If you go back and look at my previous videos, there's a walkthrough of a Florida Everglades exhibit I did. I use a lot of his fish there. Let's decide what kind of aviary we're going to put in. It's probably going to be similar to the one that we used for the raccoons, although it's going to be pretty high. Do I want to change out the deer? You know what? You can't really see the back of the deer from that area. I'll take a double peek at it just to make sure that I'm not messing up the deer display entirely. But we'll do something like that for the owls. They have a similar feeder, or they can use the same flesh device. I'm not going to use that again. We'll keep it a little more unique. Do they have a home? I think they can use that, yeah. No, I was thinking for a second I would give them a unique display, but they would literally be the only animals at this point to have unique foliage, so I don't want to do that. So we'll just keep them like we've been doing. What is this? Big rock. Very descriptive. Actually, that's kind of cool looking. I'll drop one down there. So, and this is the back end of our white-tailed deer, so I'm going to kind of block it out by really putting in a lot of trees and a lot of the nameless plants there. And then once this is done today, I'm going to go ahead and do a guest mode walkthrough of the entire forest area, so you guys can have one really good look at it. Let me know if there's something that really bothers you, or I need to tweak, or something like that. Okay. So let's put in some more trees and stuff here, but I don't want to block off that zookeeper. In fact, I haven't put a zookeeper entrance for the owls in. So let's go ahead and put a gate. Do it right here, so it's like easy entrance for a zookeeper to go to either one. Completely blocked off if I can. Alright. Guest mode that bit. And we just fell into the bobcat display. Let's not do that. They are dangerous animals. I should put up a dangerous animal sign next to them, and the walls for that matter. So this little section here, it's kind of a thin path, but it does give a very foresty feel, so I'm not upset with that at all. Let's turn around here and look at our... That still hasn't come out quite like I hoped it to, so I might tweak it a little more. Get to here. Is that going to be sufficient for the owls? I might put in like a little owl viewing area. In fact, I'm positive that's what I'm going to do now. Okay, so let me go ahead and change that section of the fence to the viewing area with the glass. Then I'm going to grab some ferns and fill in that area in between. That's kind of an awkward little... Oh, okay, I guess... I was thinking that was an awkward little angle there, that little sort of cut in, but that's actually the part where the ramp goes down, so that's okay. I'll leave it like that. And I'm hoping this does come out really foresty looking here when we take our final walkthrough. That's what I'm really striving for, and I think we've done a pretty good job. You guys have done a good job of keeping me honest, and I've been hopefully doing a good job of following your promptings for that. And I do want to put more rocks in here, just because, like on the eagles, I explained how the patch I'm using allows the animals to hop up on the rocks. I think it actually looks a lot better with birds if you give them areas they can kind of climb up to, because it gets them off the ground. Because unfortunately, Zoo Tycoon 2 was not made with birds in mind. So we want to give them plenty of places that they can sort of climb up. Looks like, even if we can actually see them walking, it'll look like they've sort of scaled up there, or flown up there and perched. Don't want to activate the hitbox for that. I don't know how like overgrown I want this area exactly. So let's just go ahead and hop here into guest mode and take a peek. Actually, it's not bad. I think the ferns up front really do a good job of making that look well. So, just as an aesthetic thing, I'm thinking, oh, we greened a half a star. Not that it really matters here, but just as an aesthetic thing, I want to kind of extend these rocks outwards. Okay, and let's deflatten the ground to give this a little more character. Just like that. And before we forget, I need to put a roof on this aviary so our owls don't fly away. Nope, needs higher. Higher! Too high! Perfect. It's kind of a funky looking little display, but I like that. I'm always... I hate looking at zoo displays that are perfect little boxes, because that's not how we design zoos anymore. It's a way back thing. And it makes it look far more natural if you just, for some reason, even though I know in the wild the fence wouldn't be there, if you have a fence that's curved, it looks more like it's the nature. I can't explain it. Just trust me. Okay, that one kind of went funky. let's just get rid of these clippings, and then I'll switch it over to... Nope, that's glass. Aviary is here. Oh, and we still got a little bit of our aviary roof over. Usually that doesn't happen if you pre-do it. Oh well. Just delete those real quick. Alright, and we'll get a zookeeper here, whose name I surely won't be able to pronounce. I'm not so lucky to get 2 zookeepers in a row with a name that's like letters that make a sound the mouth can actually mimic. Oh, O'Donnell. I spoke too soon. I can absolutely say O'Donnell. That's amazing. And one male. Put in 2 females, and then I'll put in another food thing, because 1 food thing's probably not enough to support 3 owls. They kind of a limited diet, don't they? Oh, I don't want them eating chicks. That's too morbid. We'll just put down a thing of meat right there. And bring back our trees. And turn the opacity back up so we can see our roofs. Okay. So then let's go ahead and take a buzz around our new forest land area of the zoo, which begins right about here. Okay. So ideally this is where you would start, and we have our big tree there at the beginning of the skunk display, which is kind of what kicked this whole thing off. To go in, there is in fact a skunk inside the burrow there, so you can see him pretty well. Yeah, I think that's pretty good. We'll go the way that we built, so let's go around here. And here are our raccoons, who are doing pretty good. Hey there, little guys. How are you? Got such an interesting display with all of your ropes to climb on. Continue down. And I guess the bald eagles come next. We'll go up the ramp here. And I'm still really happy with this bald eagle display. You can see one's perched up there. Whoops, a little too far. Perched up there atop the waterfall. Very majestic. Let's go ahead and get a nice snapshot of that. Eagle on the waterfall. Thank you. Okay. Coming down here, we're going to have our red foxes. I don't see... Oh, there's one that's hiding right in the bushes in front of us. That's pretty cool. If we turn around, it's our food stand, gift cart, bathrooms. Yeah, that's not bad. I'm still a little iffy about the statue in the middle of the area. It's kind of funky, but it's not bad. It fills in that space nicely. So up here on the wood path, let's go ahead and check our black bears, which are very visible. I'm happy to see that. And we'll go around this way, I think. So there is a little dip. Oh, you know, I didn't put like a seating area or anything in front of the bobcats. I need to remind me to do that in the comments if I forget about here. White-tailed deer. And yep, I can't see. Oh, I see one moving in the background there. I don't know if you can detect that or not, but I don't think that you can certainly see the top of that eagle aviary, but I don't think it really hurts the display at all. It's really well. I'm not gonna say hidden, but it's not intrusive at all. So let's follow the path. We need to trim a branch there. And here we got this nice educational area for our wolves. And yes, I did remember to go back and put a roof on the wolf's house, so you don't have to worry about that. I can hear the wolves, I just don't see one. I guess these areas are officially more realistic because they're harder and harder to actually see the animals. Oh, there's one. It's the top of the display there. Right. And now, let's go to our new areas. Oh, I didn't put in donation boxes either, so remind me to do that. Through this area here. And still not 100% happy with that one tree peeking through the path. Let's see, where are our bobcats? Here, kitty kitties. I can hear you. Here, kitty kitties. I can hear you. Well, they're in there somewhere. That's oh, that's a zookeeper. I was gonna say, I see movement. Let's see if they go. Oh, there was one. Hi, you. Pretty dangerous little thing. And you just go into your home. Very good. Very good. And let's go ahead and go around here. And I might raise this up so it's the tall backing so you can't look right out. That's something I could do. Oh, I hear some owl screeching. There they are. Unfortunately, they're not on top of their aviary. I'd like to make sure that they're perching on that. Oh, and you can still see that meat pretty strongly. It's okay. Okay. Well, there's one flying very low to the ground. Come on, one of you hop up. You've got a very piercing screech. I hope you guys can hear that. Like I said, I'm not 100% you're going to be able to record that or not, but I certainly hear it now. Alright, and we will go back around here. Up. And there's our bears again. Go back down. And we can take a peek here. Ah, looks like our zookeepers are very hard at work today. I'm glad they're putting in such an effort. And there's our skunks again. Okay, so yeah, I'm pretty happy with that, but that's a full look at Forestland. You guys let me know what you think. I did notice a few things I want to correct. Mostly it's the lack of donation boxes and seating areas. So let's go ahead and grab some more of these lampposts that I like so much. Oh, and there are some guests already checking out our bobcats. Here. And grab some of these log fences. Forest bench, I guess is what they're technically called. Forest bench. I think these ones actually do come from the American Adventure Pack 2, if you're looking for them. Not American Adventure Pack 2, American Adventure Pack also. That's like, don't bother looking for a second one. It's just the one. It's just the one. And donation boxes. Which I can't see because there's a tree in the way. Has this one made any money yet? Nope, not yet. That's one of those weird things when I'm so used to challenge mode, is that since I mostly paused when I'm making these things, like not much actually happens in the zoo in between exhibits being made. Let's actually put you right here. And then I don't know if there's going to be any room near the owls. I don't think so, so I'm not going to push it. Well, maybe I can slap one right here. Maybe not. Alright, yeah, I'm not going to push it. Alright, but that is Forestland, which is actually a very large part of our park. I had no clue when we made that first, I think the raccoon exhibit was first, that it was going to be that big, but you can see it's actually quite massive. So what we want to do now is, first of all, if you have any ideas of how you'd like to see Forestland improve before I give it the final okay, please let me know. So then we're going to extend our path to wrap around there, and we're going to go ahead and open up a new area of the park just to the east of Forestland. and that's probably going to fill in that area. If you go back to the spoke of our wheel there, that's going to extend straight back, and it's going to fill in this part of the park that I'm thinking of. I don't have a theme picked out for that yet, so if you guys have any ideas what you want the next land of the zoo to be, whether it's a biome, you want to see a desert area or a coastal area or whatever, if it's a part of the world, you want to see Australian animals, African animals, European, just let me know in the comments. Or maybe you want me to just kind of do a random hodgepodgey thing. That would be kind of cool too. But thank you so much for taking your time today. I'm at the 40-minute mark, so here's where I'm going to say goodbye. Thank you so much for watching. Please be sure to like, comment, and subscribe to this video. And goodbye.